South of the river is the destination today for Leicester, who travel to high-flying Millwall in the Championship. It's the second long away trip in the week for Martí Cifuentes and the Foxes, who will be seeking 3 points to head back into the top 6. Kickoff is in just under half an hour's time. Welcome along to Matchday Live here on Foxes Hub with me, Dan Bates. Matt Elliott is with us as our regular pundit, and we've got a debutant here on the sofa. 5 years spent with Leicester City. It's great to have Konchesky with us. There'll be a podcast coming with you soon, so keep an eye out for that. But it's great to have you on with us on Matchday Live. How have you been getting on?
Yeah, very well. Looking forward to today's game, especially being one of my old teams and coming from London. So looking forward to the game. It's a big game and looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice to have a fresh face on the sofa, Matt.
Certainly is. I thought I was going to get stuck with Taggart at one point. Nobody wants that, do they? But yeah, no, great. Well, as you alluded to, we had a chat with Paul not so long ago, didn't we? And caught up on a few things, and nice to meet up again today.
Yeah, you're thinking the more younger, fresher faces that we get in here, Matt.
Yeah,
steadily you're being pushed to the side.
I think it will reflect on me. You know, it'll bring my youthfulness back out to me.
It's a big game today, isn't it, for Leicester?
Yeah, it is. Obviously, coming off the back of in the week, it's always tough. You know, you're looking for when the next points are coming, and this is the next big game, and hopefully there's a point or 3 to come.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a much tougher game, really, could you? After, last weekend and especially midweek, manager Martí Cifuentes has not necessarily questioned his players, but he's put it up against the players, hasn't he? To say, like, listen, need to step it up a level, really, get the basics right, and there's not many teams better at doing the basics than Millwall, and it's going to be quite a tough environment for Leicester this afternoon, and be interested to see how they react.
Yeah, speaking of the Den, obviously as someone that played for West Ham, was a West Ham fan growing up, played for Charlton, of course, that was probably a tough place for you to go. How intimidating is going to the Den?
Yeah, I think, obviously, like you say, playing for two rivals for them is massively intimidating, even as a young kid or a grown man. But you have to try and put that to the side. You know, that's gone. You're there to concentrate on playing, trying to get at least a point, hopefully 3, and like Matt says, trying to get back on track and get into that winning way again.
Please do get involved with us on YouTube if you're watching us there in the comments section. If you've got a question for Paul Konchesky, do get it in. Everyone's had enough of you, Matt. We've asked you everything that we need to know.
That's all right, no offence taken, mate. I'm just happy to be here.
Let's take a look at today's team news then from a Leicester City point of view. Martí Cifuentes has decided to make 4 changes to the side that lost to Hull in Yorkshire in mid-week. Out go Fass, Chowdhury, Samare and Daka. In come Akoli, Ricardo, Monga and Ramsey. We'll react to those changes in just a moment. There's a spot on the bench as well for Steffi Mavididi. He hasn't featured since that game with Wrexham at home at the end of September. It's Stalasic in goal. Ricardo, Akoli, Vestergaard and Thomas across the back 4. Winks and James, the midfield 2, with Fatawu, Ramsey and Monga supporting Jordan Ayew. The bench is Begovic, Fass, Mavididi, Chowdhury, Carranza, Daka, Skip, Samare and Silko Thomas. Matt, you were obviously with us for that game. It makes sense in midweek to go to you to react to those changes. 4 of them. 1 at the back, Akoli in for Fass. Is that perhaps the biggest eyebrow raiser for you?
Yes, probably. Yeah. Out of the 4 changes there, I think before the game in midweek against Hull, we're looking at it. I could see the reasoning, or reading between the lines, really, on the reasoning for the changes in terms of fitness and management over the course of the entirety of the season. But the results and the performances have sort of dictated that needs to go to the back of your thinking a little bit. Really, you need to get some wins, get some points there, and put out your strongest team as best you can, as often as you can in the short term, I think, really, to get some rhythm in their play. And for me, and I think most people will probably agree, at this point of the season, all things considered, that's probably strongest lineup. I don't know if you agree with that, but that's the team that I would have picked today. And I'm sure many other supporters would. It looks strong. When you can, you've got to incorporate the way they're playing Jordan James and Aaron Ramsey. Those two, they're vital. The wide players, obviously, Fatawu is huge for Leicester. Everyone needs to be on song, etc. But those two, that's quite a formidable midfield trio, I think, in this division. And you have to say it was time for some sort of change defensively as well, isn't it? You're saying Okoli and Fass had a difficult time on occasions. Okoli will be champion at the bit. Hopefully he can prove his worth today.
Yeah, that man there, Caleb Okoli, then in from the start. Paulie, he comes in for Wout Fass. How do you see his and Vestergaard's partnership at the back there?
Yeah, funny, because I went to Charlton game, obviously, and they both played at centre-half then, and he's a big, strong boy, and he's really good with the football. But I think, as well, with Ricardo as well, playing at right-back, he's a big influence in the team and the way he attacks, and he's probably one of the leaders now. So he's obviously the captain, and he has to lead from the back. But like you say, the two centre-halves, they're two big, strong boys. Anything up in the air, they should eat up, and I think that they're two good players on the football. So the way like Leicester like to try and play out from the back, I think they're the two that's probably going to start the possession going.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's probably Leicester's best defensive display, that game against Charlton.
At Charlton, yeah.
You were at. I was at there as well, and Leicester weren't at their best, and they came not under siege, but they came under a bit of pressure, didn't they, from Charlton, who quite direct, and they dealt with it well on that day. I'd be hoping for a repeat today.
Yeah, with that man there as well. Yannick Vestergaard, of course. The game is available, as all games are, with us here on Fox's Hub throughout this season here in the Championship. Depending where you are as well, there are still opportunities to watch the full game with us. There are still international seasonal passes available. That will be your game pass for each game. You can get those seasonal passes for £180. In certain territories, you can pretty much watch every single game with us. There are Listen Live monthly passes as well available if you want to listen, particularly those of you here in the UK. We've got Jerry Taggart on co-commentary duty, who has made the trip down to South London today. I'm sure he enjoyed that this morning. And of course, you can follow all the action with us here, as you are doing, on Matchday Live. We might as well look at the back four at the moment. Luke Thomas again retains his spot at left back. He'll probably be disappointed with Hull's first goal. He actually did well, Matt, didn't he, to intercept the ball in midweek. It then just ran slightly away from him, didn't it? But we've seen that he puts in some really solid defensive performances.
Yeah, you could level questions at him on both goals, really. Better off asking Paul, really, but I don't know, when he intercepted on the first goal, have you seen it?
I have, yeah.
And he's done well to sort of read it, but then you've got to complete the job, haven't you? Like, rather than just stab it forward anywhere, you're leaving yourself a little bit vulnerable. As it turned out, that was the case. So, and then the second goal, it looks like it's sort of blatantly naive defending from Luke. Again, better off asking Paul. Have you seen the second goal, Paul, as well? I mean, what would you have done? Because he didn't know whether to stick or twist, did he? At first, I was thinking, you got to mark the biggest threat. No point marking space. You got to mark the player because they're the ones that score the goals. Space doesn't score and all that. But he actually had a decision to make, to stick or twist, because there was two people in and around his area because the defenders got dragged across. So a little bit of sympathy with him on the second. It wasn't as blatant an error as it first looks. Paul might say different, I don't know.
No, but I think you're right, mate. I think you have to pick one.
Yeah.
What's the biggest threat?
Yeah, because it's not like he switched off and didn't know he was
there.
No,
he was alive.
He took the gamble, didn't he?
Yeah, I think you have to pick the one you think is the biggest threat, especially in and around the box.
Yeah.
And if that decision's wrong, then so be it. But I think the decision making is the biggest thing, especially when you're defending. That
was like he got caught in the two minds because Hamza got overloaded, got outnumbered there. So Fass has to come across too late, in my opinion. Too big a gap there. Look, it's not with enough.
He's tried to read the pullback.
Yeah, Luke's like thinking, where are we going here? But it looks like he's just left his man to drift in at the far post. It's not the case. He came across. But the damage was already done to a certain extent by getting into that position down the left-hand side.
Yeah, at Leicester though, Matt, they looked as if for 60, 70 minutes like they weren't going to get anything from the game, and suddenly at the end we were thinking, how have they not got a point really from it? And all that stemmed probably from Aaron Ramsey, didn't it? And that fantastic goal.
Yeah, what a finish! Unbelievable, wasn't it? Improvised, as was his goal at the weekend as well, wasn't it? And it shows, it's a brief glimpse of what he's capable of, isn't it? But I think Leicester have got a very decent player on their hands there. Him and Jordan James working in tandem. But it was an incredible finish, really. It was so unorthodox, wasn't it? He's got under him a bit, and he wasn't balanced, and he's just sort of
just dug it out.
Yeah, you think he's just going to sort of flick it to dug it out is the right expression, isn't it?
He's dug it out, yeah, fantastic.
And it's just floated over. He's caught the keeper off guard as well. He wasn't sort of set to pounce at all, and you think he's got that individualism about him, hasn't he? The shot he had with the left foot against Portsmouth in the week, that keeper pulled off a wonderful save as well.
This is the goal then.
Yeah, Jordan Ayew, who gets his chance up front again, holding it up well, but it's good movement, it's good play, because they're up against a static defence there, aren't they? And what finish that is.
It looks like he's just running past the ball as he goes to hit it, doesn't he? And they just picked it out.
He's properly dug it out.
Yeah, has dug it out, yeah.
There we go again. Make the most of it. There you go.
Fantastic finish, though.
But that on was it Tuesday or Wednesday, Matt? Tuesday, wasn't it? Really lit the spark, didn't it? And from that moment onwards, there was only going to be one team. If there was going to be another goal in the game, it would have been Leicester, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Leave themselves exposed. But I will say there's reasons why that pressure came on. As if they chose to sit on what they had, didn't they? They had the 2-goal advantage, and you felt when that second goal went in, you felt that would quite clearly, but it was really damaging, because Leicester need to react before that occurs. Because for me, there was thinking, it almost looked like, I don't know, the sort of players will beg differently, but it looked like, okay, we're not playing that well. It's 1-0. We'll probably get back in the game because we can. But then all of a sudden, they're forgetting that one mistake or one piece of invention from the opposition, you're 2-0 down. And then it's a much bigger hill to climb. As we saw, they weren't able to do that because Hull were desperate to hang on to what they had, weren't they? They're a tough opposition.
These are Leicester's best moments and best chances, Paul. And you just think just one of these needed to go in as well, didn't it?
What about the? Are you going to show the penalty clip? Is it that? Oh, there was a scramble late on, wasn't it? Yeah, and because Ramsey had a good opportunity, didn't he? With his head, Wings hits the bar. This is really late on, yeah.
You just need one of them to go in, don't you?
Yeah.
For them to lift again, and like you say, there's only one team looks like they're gonna win the football match, but you need to take your chances as and when they come, because 2-0 is a funny scoreline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you saw evidence of that.
Like you're saying, you score one, you think there's only one team going to win it. So another chance you need to try and take.
Do you think because they fought back well, that they can take a little bit of that into today's game? Yeah,
definitely. You look at the front three, midfield three, and the centre forward. They're fantastic players. They're probably the best front four that you're going to get in this league at any one time, all playing together. And like you say, the back end of the game at Hull, his chances created, just not going in the net. Can they take that into that Millwall and start on the front foot?
I'd even go further than that. Front six, really. Even,
you're right. Yeah.
Another midfielder. Okay, there's question marks about the number 9 position. I get that, but certainly the 5 behind, like you say, it's as good as anything else in the
league. It is, but you
got to go and show it.
Yeah, and I think the main thing today for them, they have to start on the front foot and put Millwall on the back foot straight away, and ending at Hull with all these chances, like you say, take it into today and hopefully he can get an early goal and go and build on from that.
Because you would think, the way things have gone, players worth their salt would be frustrated, surely, like by the last couple of results and a few results before that as well, with the draws that Leicester have had, and a little bit of criticism should sting you into action, really, and especially when it comes from your manager, your coach. And people are going to be having a look at this game as well. It's just seeing how Leicester fare against Millwall away. Have they got the stomach for a fight? They've shown they have earlier in the season, but it's a big test today.
Big test. Yeah, let's hear from Leicester's manager then, Martí Cifuentes, has been talking exactly about that, really, that Matt's been saying. But he, especially, is relishing at the prospect of going away to Millwall this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely in a good trend. And yeah, if there is one game in this championship, there is one team that will always demand in terms of the energy, in terms of the attitude, in terms of it's going to be Millwall away. So I think that it's a great challenge, a great opportunity for us after the disappointment of Tuesday to bounce back, and it's going to be a very difficult test because they are in a good trend, because they are confident on the things that they do, but at the same time I think it's very clear that if we want to win the 3 points, we need to match them on all the parts and make them very competitive.
Alex Neil has been playing a really effective style of football, and we've seen that so far this season. How do you counter what they will want to do on home soil while still being able to implement your game plan this weekend?
Yeah, I already said, I think that one part of it is about matching some of the parts that make them really strong in terms of belief, in terms of hunger, in terms of this energy that they bring into every game. But then, especially use our strengths. We will fail if we try to do what they do. So we need to make sure that we are dominant through our way of playing, that we improve some of the things that we know that as a team we are trying to get better at. And at the same time that, I think that we, in the second half, last day, obviously was a very different scenario, but we definitely have some things that we can pick from this second half and things to learn from the first half.
Was Martí Cifuentes, of course, there speaking ahead of this game with Millwall this afternoon. There's a chance for you, if you've got the app, to win a VIP Matchday experience. Basically, if you're a member in the app, you'll win the chance to get an all-access experience for a home game here at Leicester. You've got until the 31st of October, so just under a week now, until Friday, basically, to become a member on the LCFC app to win a money can't buy matchday experience here at King Power Stadium. Paul, you were nodding along to a lot of what Martí Cifuentes was saying there, particularly about the prospect of Millwall and how he almost, without specifically saying it, was basically saying he wants his players to stand up, really, doesn't he, today, and be counted and really play for the shirt.
Yeah, and like he says there, he knows what Millwall's going to bring. They're going to bring togetherness. They're going to work hard. So you have to match that before you can go and play with the football. And let's be honest, Leicester have got better players than Millwall, but they have to match the fight, what Millwall are going to bring. Alex Neil's teams, they run hard, they fight for every ball. So before you even want the football, you have to do that and match that, and then the better players will get on the football and express themselves, which that's what the manager hopefully is going to see today.
Yeah, that's the mentality that Leicester need to have, regardless of the opposition, really, even more so today, but against every team.
Does it suit them maybe that today is Millwall away then, that actually, because it is so pronounced that, isn't it, right, that you know full well that's what you're going to expect?
Yeah, we'll find out, really, because I don't think anyone's like 100% sure. You'd like to think so. The challenge that Millwall brings, like you say, in some ways, the manager might think it's the ideal scenario, a real test of their character, and you get a true reflection of what they're about. But sometimes you can go, listen, they're going to be all fired up and ready to rumble in the tunnel and get themselves psyched up, and then it just goes wrong sometimes. Millwall could come out of the blocks as well.
Regardless, the first header, the first tackle, we have to come out on top.
Make a statement.
And it sets that tone for everybody else. So if it's Harry Winks today, he has to go in for that first tackle, win that 50-50, and then I think all the other boys, you just follow that first one, whoever it is. Mate, as it is, if you win your first header, everyone else is with you. So I think if he's Harry Winks, might be Jordan Ayew up top if he's putting himself about, then everyone else follows him, and then hopefully it can go for 90, 95 minutes. We can do that and lead it.
Again, that should be the case every game.
It
I mean, everyone's told start well. we all try it. It doesn't always happen. But today you would expect that to be, even if starting.
That's what I meant.
Even if starting
probably
well,
suits them that it is Millwall.
Yeah, even if starting well means dealing with an onslaught early on from Millwall. You know, defensively, they might not be playing good football, but start ready for the challenge. And it's a test of the mettle, because you need different attributes to get yourself where you want to be. You can't just like stroke the ball around and play at your own pace, can you? Certainly not in this league.
Jordan James back in that number 8 position, if you like, as opposed to the number 10, which we saw him in midweek. Mark, that seems to suit him a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it works out, because in my mind, when, say, Portsmouth, in the first half, when Leicester were streets ahead in terms of the level of performance, it was almost like a 3 in midfield, wasn't it? It was almost like a 4-1-4-1, if you like, with two 8s, if you want to call it like that in modern terminology, for James and Ramsey. James predominantly on the right, Ramsey on the left. They did sort of fluctuate as well. You've got to sit in at times, but they could drop as a 3 as well. So I don't know. Perhaps away from home, we might have 2 as a base and 1 in front, like say at 4-2-3-1. But
I think
they're quite flexible, aren't they?
Yeah, they can rotate, and like you say, Harry Winks is probably one that will try and sit and get on the football. But the other 2,
they pop up.
I think they're going to rotate, and if Leicester get a joy of the football, then
because they both work in tandem with their wide players.
They do, yeah.
So like making underlap runs, etc. So like I say, there's a bit of versatility there. But in those 2, they do have match winners. The icing on the cake as well, for Leicester, I suppose, would be centre forward start popping a few goals in, and then you're talking about possibly getting themselves properly on track.
Yeah, a win for Leicester cements them right back in the top 6 this afternoon against a Millwall side who are up in 3rd place heading into this game this afternoon. There is almost 3,000 Leicester fans that have made the trip as well to the capital. Fair play to you guys, especially those on the party boat this morning that we've seen pictures and videos from, heading along the Thames to Millwall away, where hopefully the Leicester City players can repay you with 3 points. Our commentary team today is Jerry Taggart alongside Chris Parrott. Just after a little explainer of what is available to you on Fox's Hub this afternoon.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Foxes Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Foxes Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Foxes Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Foxes Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Foxes Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.com. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the match.